Jim, I like,
hey, you went back. Can we talk? Hello, Annette. How are you today?
I'm very good. Yeah,
And hello, movers. How you're doing today? Hello, Sharon. I think we missed you last week. Hello, movers. How are you? How are you? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. You have tuned in to Can We Talk, brought to you by Movement Worldwide. We are a motivational organization there to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. We are a movement to move. Yes, we are a movement to move. We want to help you thrust into your purpose to live the best version of yourself and win. We tap into some winning information. We have some winners' resources. We're seated at the winners' table, and we invite you to come along right up with us, right, Annette?
Yeah, that is so right. Listen, everybody. We're excited tonight. We thank you so much for sharing with us. You know, like my grandbaby used to say, it's getting gooder and gooder. So I'm excited about what we're going to talk about tonight.
All right. And as we say, it has become our slogan every week. You can come where the table is spread and the feast of the Lord is going on. Remember the saints used to say that? Where the table is spread and the feast of the Lord is going on. But listen, we like to get together, have a great conversation, have some time to let your hair down, just to have some fun, some good, clean fun. We just want to sit back and relax and just have a little chat with you. That's why we call it Can We Talk? And it's not just me and Annette talking, but we want y'all to join in the conversation with us. That's why we call it Can We Talk? Can we talk? Not Can Me and Annette talk? Or it used to be Can Anita talk, but I had to make Annette start talking. So then it became Can We Talk? So I'm sharing right now, ask that you would do the same. If you would do a couple of things. Number one, that you would subscribe to your to the channel that you're watching. If you're watching Facebook, if you're watching YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. The other thing is make sure that you hit that like button, that thumbs up button, that like button. Just please hit that button and make sure that you give us a like, a heart, or whatever. Just let us know, hey, I'm here. I love y'all. I'm tuned in. The other thing we ask you to do is there's a button that's shaped like a little curve. That's a share button. We ask that you hit that button and that you share it. Like I'm sharing it right now. I'm on my Facebook page. So I'm sharing it to like a whole bunch of people. They always get it in their inbox. And they're like, girl, you just be sharing. I sure do because I want y'all to come. So just hit the little share button. You can share it to your Facebook page. You can also share it in your inbox to a lot of your followers. So share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And the other thing that we want you to do, please, ma'am, please, sir, please sow a seed into Movement Worldwide. We are a nonprofit organization, and anything that you sow here, we always pray that it returns 100-fold, good seed into good soil. So you can sow a seed via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide. Oh, what's that? Oh, another way to sow? Oh, you can become a patron. Oh, how do you become a patron? I'm glad you asked. Well, you can become a patron by going to our website, movementworldwide.org. There's a red button that says become a patron. It'll take you to patreon.com where you can set up your account and set your amount. We ask for $12 a month. That's 40 cents a day. But whatever the seed is greatly appreciated. But a lot of our patrons have done it for more than we asked for, and we're so grateful. But guess what? We're grateful for every seed. I don't care how small or how big, but we're also grateful that we can come on here and say, hey, y'all, hey, movers, hey, shakers, and we can get some comments and stuff and get you to share it. That means more to us than anything. Your presence, E-N-C-E, than E-N-T-S. Your presence means so much more to us. Yes. So thank you again. We're grateful for that. You can also follow us on all platforms right above Annette's head. You see that globe? That's Movement Worldwide everywhere. Follow us on all social media platforms. I hear you, grandbabies. Follow us on all social media platforms at Movement Worldwide. The other thing you can do is, and they had to go get the grandchildren straight. The other thing you can do is you can also email us. We have an email address. You can email us info@movementworldwide.org. Send us your requests, send us your praise reports, send us, anything, any topics that you want to discuss. We always ask you, what do y'all want to talk about? Because we just come up with what we want to talk about all the time, but we want to know what you want to talk about. Okay, she got the grandkids straight. So we want to know what you want to talk about. So listen, subscribe, like, share, sow a seed, follow us, email us, all that good stuff. Bam. Now, it's time to get into our conversation. We have 3 phases. Y'all already know how we get started. This is how we get down. In the beginning, we start off with what we call our transformational topic. The transformational topic is we take an idiom or a phrase or something that's very common that you would hear, and we like to, to kind of give you a little content on it, and it just makes you go, things that make you go, like Arsenio Holidays, things that So we just coined that from Arsenio. So we just wanted to make you think. We go from some practical information, some biblical information, and just kind of make you think a little bit about your situation. You can apply a lot of things to life. So we're going to go into our transformational topic right now. Our transformational topic tonight is a great idiom that I never thought about in this light. It's called, the idiom is caught in the crossfire. Caught in the crossfire. Now, this means to be in the middle of a heated exchange. It could be argument. It could be, gunfire, hopefully not. It could be an exchange. Sometimes, you're caught in the crossfire, especially if you get into a conversation between a couple. Oh my God, you don't want to be in that crossfire. You don't want to get in the middle trying to help because you end up in some serious crossfire or getting into a conversation that you don't know anything about. All right. So you don't want to be in the crossfire, but sometimes, you have to understand what that means when you're in the middle of the crossfire. You have to understand why you're there and what it's going to produce where you are concerned. So caught, in the midst of a world in turmoil. I mean, we're a mess right now.
Sure. Yes.
In the midst of a world that's in turmoil, it's crazy. I can't even begin. We talk about it all the time, and we feel like we're caught in the crossfire all the time, caught between nations in tension, caught in political conflict between the parties, caught in conflict in families, caught in conflict in relationships between the racial and social divide, all of those things. And, we're caught in the middle a lot without even, and not even putting ourselves there, but we just end up there. And, sometimes we're searching for the truth. We're searching for that medium, that middle ground. You know what I mean, Annette?
Yeah.
We're searching for that thing that's going to bring us out of conflict, because everybody wants to be right. And so sometimes when you're a person who wants resolve and peace, you getting it from both sides. But I'm right, and they wrong. Well, I'm right, and because the Bible said I'm right, and oh my God, pew, pew, pew. So you caught in the crossfire. But sometimes we find the truth, God's truth, especially in the most unexpected places. I talk about this all the time, how anything will preach. Just like this phrase will preach. I saw 2 lizards fighting, that preached. I saw a squirrel crawling up a tree, and he was moving so fast, that preached. And I saw why he was moving so fast. It was moving because he was getting in the thick of a bush because a bird was coming. I think it was a hawk trying to get him. So sometimes we find God's truth in all kinds of things, in novels, TV shows, theater, and art. And because I'm musical, I always find a lot of truth in songs. Hello, Grace Union completion. Go ahead, Annette, on your new computer, say completion.
Completion. And I'm live.
She got her volume on. She got her light on, her good camera. I just happened to look up and saw Grace was on. So, we like to do that. That's our weekly thing, to do her name. So, sometimes we find truth, and we find all kinds of things in unexpected places, but I find them in songs a lot. And there's an old song by Stevie Ray Vaughan called Crossfire. This is from 1989. Wow. Don't ask me how I know this song. I mean, it was in my time, but I was so eclectic musically that I listened to all kinds of things. And so I was looking at this song, and the song, some of the lyrics says, day by day, night after night, blinded by the neon light, hurry here, hustling, there's no One's got time to spare, money's tight, nothing's free. Won't somebody come and rescue me? I'm stranded, caught in the crossfire. Stranded, caught in the crossfire. Tooth for tooth, an eye for an eye. Sell your soul just to bop on by begging for $1, stealing a dime. Come on, can't you see that I'm stranded, caught in the crossfire? I'm stranded, caught in the crossfire. I need some kind of kindness, some kind of sympathy. So I look at this song and I'm like, wow, I love how it depicts somebody who knows what's right, but finds it very hard to live it out. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
You know the right way. The Bible talks about how we have that battle. We know what's right to do, but our will, we're caught in the crossfire. And it says, save the strong, lose the weak, never turning the other cheek, trust nobody, don't be no fool. Whatever happened to the golden rule? We got stranded, caught in the crossfire. So when I look at that part of the song, I'm reminded of many biblical characters who found themselves caught in that place, caught in the crossfire, living in this world while trying to be faithful followers of the Lord, like Noah, Moses, Daniel, and even Jesus Christ himself. He said, it was very hard to live in this flesh. People throughout the Bible are constantly caught right there in the crossfire, some because they made choices that put them in that position, and others at no fault of their own. And that is us today. I think about the prophet Jeremiah, who was branded a traitor to his country when he proclaimed God's criticism of Israel as well as God's coming judgment. Or about how Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that they were 3 young men from elite classes in Jerusalem who were captured by King Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians when Jerusalem was, taken in 586 BC. I mean, all the way back then, they were taken into Babylon, given the finest education available in the empire, and trained to be leaders to service to Babylon. They excelled in everything that they did, but they got caught in the crossfire for refusing to worship the golden statue. So how about us, Annette? Yeah. When do we get caught in the crossfire?
Yeah.
When we're asked or expected to do unethical things at work? When we're expected to join in the gossip about fellow church members and neighbors and friends and coworkers? When we're treated badly by someone and we're tempted to respond? Oh, everybody got a soul. Or when we see others being treated badly and wonder if we should intervene. I think at one time or another, all of us have been caught in the crossfire, wanting to live as followers of Christ, wanting to do the right thing, but not wanting to risk our popularity or standing or financial security. We're caught in the crossfire. And that's where I'm taking my word from tonight. Y'all know I like to take a word, particularly a verb that's dealing with our conversation, and I like to deal with it in an intransitive state because it really kind of brings out the meaning a little clearer. So my word tonight is caught, which is the past participle of the verb catch. Now, to catch, the transitive tense, a transitive verb needs an object to make sense. An intransitive verb makes sense without one. So the transitive term of this word means to discover unexpectedly or to find. The intransitive tense means to grasp hastily. So when the crossfire comes, and isn't it true that when the crossfire happens, it's too late to make the decision because you're in the middle of them two. Like, you imagine 2 guns on each side and they both shooting. Where you go. You ain't got nowhere to go. You can't go to the left, can't go to the right. You could try to jump, you could try to duck. But when you're caught in the crossfire, it's oftentimes too late.
Yeah.
So when you're caught, make sure that before you're caught, you're in a position so that especially being with someone who can interfere the shots being fired.
Yeah, come on now.
So when you are connected properly and when you know that you are in the arms of Jesus, you don't have to worry about the crossfire like the 3 Hebrew boys, because guess what? He was in the furnace with them. They were caught in the crossfire, but guess who was right there?
Yeah.
who was able to annihilate anything, any dart that was coming their way. And so here's the thing. Now remember, now that word caught means to discover unexpectedly or to find. So you find yourself there, but be happy that because you find yourself there, that you have already been found.
Mm-hmm.
You've already been caught, and you've already been grasped hastily, because I have been found by Jesus before the shots and grasped hastily to safety. I once was lost, but now He caught me.
Come on.
He found me. Why? Because I went searching for him. And because I was lost, I was found. And just the same word, it's the same word that talks about how those of, if you know, when in the end, there are some who will be caught up to meet him in the air. There are some who will just be grasped hastily. You're going to be grabbed quick before somebody go Crossfire come and it's missing everything. Like, wait a minute, what happened to Annette? Oh, she caught up.
Yes.
And so that's the beautiful thing about being properly connected, is so that you are not caught like that. You're not caught without being found. You're not caught without being protected. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Didn't say it won't be fired, because you're going to be in the crossfire a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But whether or not they'll hit you is the point. You know, sometimes, you know, we'll be like, I was watching Rush Hour, one of those Rush Hour movies, and it was when Chris Tucker had the money in his pocket, and the girl took the sword and she was digging it. He was like, oh. And he was like, wait a minute, it ain't going through. So he was making all that noise for nothing and wasn't feeling it. But his mind made him think he was feeling it. And so a lot of times that's how we are. Something comes down on us and we're faced with the challenge. Oh God, oh Jesus, take me now. But he's already equipped you. You protected. You caught in the crossfire, but guess what? Ain't nothing hitting you. Open your eyes and realize you ain't even being hit. It's just a lot of noise. It's just a lot of stuff going on. So that's just what I wanted to share. Just one of those things to make you go,
Yeah.
That is so true. So your thoughts on that?
Sometime in the crossfire, you end up in the crossfire sometime because you dare to stand for something.
Come on.
You dare to be different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people don't always understand how you don't go off or how you don't click. Like you say, I always say
Everybody
about the stoves. And this one particular person, he really did some to me. He crossed the line, but I still could not. I tried to be mad so bad. I wanted to just snatch his head off, but I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, somebody gotta be able to stand. Somebody do. Mm-hmm. So you know, yeah. But yeah, we every day. Mm-hmm. Every day there's a crossfire. Every day, just about. When you go into the store, you don't know you coming up against. You don't know. Like I said last time we talked, how somebody threw something on the counter. Mm-hmm. But you know, just I thank God for the crossfire. Because
thank God.
What? Because she was supposed to get
thank it. Thank God for being caught.
Yes.
Before being caught.
Yes. So yeah, that was really powerful.
I'm caught, so I can't get caught.
That's right.
All right, good people. That was our transformational topic on tonight. So Annette, can we talk? Look at her. She all on point tonight. Yes. All right, good people. It's time for us to continue our conversation. Thank you all so much. If you can do me a favor, and right now, while we're pausing for a minute, make sure you share this room again, share this broadcast again. Let them know, hey, it's about to go to phase 2. And y'all already know what phase 2 is. So, but we're going to pause for just a moment for a quote from the quoteologist herself, that lady right there, Annette L. Anderson. We're going to pause for our Annettism, and then we'll be right back with the rest of our conversation. So go ahead and share, but we'll be right back.
This loneliness has closed in on me. I run, it catches me. I hide, it finds me. I try to sleep, it wakes me up. This feeling of loneliness has put me in an empty space. stretching out each day through time and space. Oh Lord, help me, cause it's always in my face. Looking out my window, feeling hopelessness, I begin to pace, trying to see if someone will stop by and be my saving grace, so that I may find some type of peace in this rat race. God, I heard what you said in your word. I could be abound and abased. Teach me, Lord, how to be strong, steadfast, unmovable during my loneliness, as you cover me with your sweet embrace. This is Annette's Expressions. Amen. Amen. Okay. This is something special about this night. But anyway, there are some matters and experiences that cause people to become hurt, fractured, or broken spiritually and emotionally. And we deal with this every week because we've been there. Sometimes it just take a conversation to mend a broken heart or spirit. In some cases, Anita, Band-Aid just won't do it. I just put just in there, okay? It just won't do it. You need a power tool.
Power tool.
All right, tonight, I want to go to church a little bit. Just talk about some things that I have experienced myself. We don't act like I think we have all the answers, but we're not psychologists or psychiatrists, but we're lifeologists. And so what we do on every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever days we're him, we share what we've experienced, and we share some of the things, in our own lives. So tonight, I want to talk about this and ushers. Many are called and few are chosen. Mean ushers. I just want to talk about mean ushers tonight. When I first went to church, my very first time at church, the usher, she was so rude. I was like in shock. She like, get over there and sit right here. I'm like, okay. And I did, but she was so rude. But anyway, I just want to deal with that a little bit because people are going back to church now, and people are dealing with things that they didn't deal with initially before the COVID. People have some emotional issues, just so many things that's going on. So I just want to talk about that just for a few minutes tonight. The word usher is referred to in the Bible as gatekeeper, doorkeeper, or simply a keeper. The word is derived from ush, meaning to enter into. So when you enter into service, you are expecting. So I don't go to church. I don't come on here. We don't do it on Sunday unless we expect God to move. Whether we're laughing, whatever, we expect God to move. Psalms 84:10-11 says this, and this blessed me. For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. Verse 11 said, for the Lord God is a sun and shield. The Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will be withheld from them that walk uprightly. So when people, when you walk into church, the first people you see are the greeters and the ushers, and there's a certain expectation when you do, because when you get there, what happens is, depending on how the ushers are or the greeters are, it sets the tone for the church. So if I'm going to the church and the ushers mean, it's not saying that the pastors necessarily mean or cantankerous, but what it's saying is it sets the groundwork. And so now I'm looking like, okay, what's going on here? Well, the specific responsibility of an usher varies with the church, but their duties usually include greeting people as they arrive for the service, assisting people with special needs, and collecting the offering. Some churches provide a pin or a name tag or some type of clothing that we can identify the ushers, because it's so important. Their job to me is just as important as the work, because what happens is when you walk up and you see this usher and they're kind and this greeter is so kind, and all of a sudden, this is for me, I get a certain feeling like, wow, man, because I go to a church when I do go, and their greeters and ushers are phenomenal. So this is not everybody, but as the churchgoers arrive, the ushers will act as a doorkeeper, greeting people with a smile, shaking hands, and giving you the bulletin. They're also available to answer any questions for visitors. Like some churches, they are asked if there's any visitors, and the ushers will come around and give gift or whatever go on in that particular church. Often the usher would escort people to the nursery or Sunday school or whatever during the church service. The ushers usually take part in some way. They are responsible for taking up church offering, and the list go on and on. Ushers stand ready to aid latecomers. I've seen how the ushers can take all these people that just bombard the service, and they're able to handle that situation, and they can get people in place. But the scary part for me is when because I wasn't even saved, and that person, it was ingrained in my brain. That person was so rude, and I'm sure if you went to church at some point, you ran into some ushers or greeters who were not necessarily that kind. Some churches appoint an usher to monitor the facility, including the parking, and watch the money, because people steal in church, y'all. You do know that, right? Yeah, but they steal. They'll steal right out of the plate, you know. And then on the flip side, I'm gonna be fair to ushers now, because I love, like when I was growing up, and it was some mean ushers then too. But they had their little marching, they would walk with a hand behind the back, and the list go on and on. And so the reason why I wanted to really deal with that, because I'm gonna be honest, I was really being judgmental of the ushers, because I'm like, well, shoot, how you gonna act like that? And these people coming in here, but I didn't quite understand. I said, now y'all are watchers. They're watching. They're making sure everything flow right and get people in place. But my question is, why are some of them mean? Why are some of them mean? And so these are some of the things that I want to share with you quickly. Why I believe that some reasons why some people may just be mean. Some of them just, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Some of them are. And one of the things that I want to just touch on briefly, all church members are still people. That's not an excuse for meanness, though. It's just an admission to reality. Even saved people sometimes act like sinners when the right button is get pushed. It's just the truth. Sometimes people are just people. And, it just may be that particular day that, they had something going on. Now, I have been some places that they mean every time you go there. So, I don't know. And then with some cases, some were given authority too early. When how it is, Anita, when certain people get positions in church, they act like they own the church. They don't act like they can be checked. Because I've been an usher for 50 years. I've been an usher, but you know what? You're gonna greet those people, and people, and especially now. Now, when I was growing up and going to church and all that, it didn't bother me. I thought it was funny when the usher was mean. It tickled me. Of course, I wasn't saved either. But but now it's a different dynamic when people walk into church. Some people, it took all they had just to get up and struggle to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other things that I saw, some of them have anger issues themselves. Maybe people like that. They're great one moment, but they erupt like a volcano the next.
Mm-hmm.
They're often quickly repentant too, but they keep doing the same thing over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I had to understand, I don't know their walk. I don't know what it took for them to come there. It's not just the people who walk into church. It's the people, the ushers, they're struggling. They have situations going on, and it's just what it is. And then this is one of the final things that I think that in my time, but just observing some of the ushers and as we like to call them, and the greeters, the church lets them be mean. Why some ushers so mean? As the bottom line is because the church allowed them to be that way. For some reason, perhaps it's the fear of losing members, church, the pastors and leaders refuse to confront their issues. If you know this person is mean, I don't care if she's the mother of the church, then at some point they need to sit their hips down, because people are coming in, people are struggling. And I don't have some of the issues some people have, but listen, I've had my share of issues that when I come into church, listen, can you just at least smile at me? Can you not throw, when I get there, just throw stuff, go sit over there. I mean, I had it happen. So, but the church as members, even not just the ushers, even members, people just get away with stuff. You be like, come on, y'all. Now you know that lady mean. I don't care if she the mother. I don't care if she have on her white outfit with her nurse shoes on and her nurse hat. If you're not mean, if you're mean to people when they're coming in, maybe you just need to sit out a little bit. And I know, well, that's the mother of the church. Well, maybe you need another mother. I'm sorry, because people are struggling. People are looking for an answer. Yeah, the pastor's going to preach, but there's a bunch of stuff happens before the pastor get there and do his 45 minutes. Say if the church is an hour and a half, the pastor's not preaching an hour and a half. There's so many other things, the music and all that, the music, the ushers and the praise team, and the list go on and on. Now, I'm not here to condemn the ushers. I'm just sharing with you tonight some of the things that I observed. And I'm very observant. I really am. I mean, I chuckle about stuff. I think it was funny to me. But for some people, but I'm saying now, because if you have not noticed, and I know you have, there's been a shift in the last 2 years, like Anita often say. We had 2 years that they look like one. So there's been a shift. There's been a shift in stuff that we've never encountered. We've always been killing, but we have had more murders and stuff in the last like month that it's like crazy, and so many other things are going on. So when people walk in, you don't know of course we don't know the mind of man, but we don't understand that they may be struggling. So I just wanted to deal with that. So I'm gonna leave you with two scriptures tonight. And I thought that, for those of us who serve, and we're servants also. Once you're saved, you're a servant. I'm sorry, you're a servant. I know we all want y'all. Everybody gonna have a microphone. Even person who has a mic is a servant, because you have a responsibility. Whether you got a microphone or whether you're passing out bulletins, you're still serving. So this is a couple scriptures I'm gonna leave you with tonight, and I think this, to me, it resonated with me. John 12:26 says, "If any man serve me, let him follow me, and where I am, there also shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him with my Father is an honor." There's an honor to serving. There's an honor to be able to smile, y'all. Come on, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right, because people need that. I know I need that. I need every now and then somebody, even I go in the grocery stores, I'm speaking and laughing and talking to people like I know the people. I don't know the people. Probably never encounter those people again. But you don't know what people struggling with. And Second Chronicles says this, 15:7 says, "But as for you, be strong and do not give up, for your work will be rewarded." Your work will be rewarded. So whether you're a usher, a greeter, or whatever you've been called to do, because we say usher, it's usher,
We
but
do
whatever,
say Ursher.
just know that there's a reward for your work. See, listen, let me tell y'all something. The pastor is not the only one that's going to be rewarded, okay? God looks at what we do. God looks at how we treat people, how we handle situations. And yeah, we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Of course we have. But what I'm saying is that when we come, we deal with these things that people don't talk about, and people get away. I'm sorry. People get away with stuff in church. That's from the pastor on down, because I'm so tired of that too. A man gonna be a man. What that's supposed to mean? That don't give you no right. You don't have no right to do certain things, and we get away with it. And even with the ushers and the greeters, just know, y'all, when we hit knock in that door, wherever church you go to, and there's some wonderful ushers, awesome greeters. I've encountered people. I'm gonna be honest. Most of my when I encountered people, most of the time they were nice. It was just the mean ones, and there was one particular church. I promise you, that lady was mean every time. So I would just always go to her because I know she's gonna be mean. It was I don't know. I just liked her. But at the end of the day, uh, we just got to deal with that. And so that's all I wanted to share on tonight about that. I'm in no way I'm condemning anybody, because I know it's not easy when you're dealing with the public. I work with the public 37 years, and there were times I fell short. There were times I told people off. Every time I hung up on people. Every time I almost kind of like want to tell them, about their lineage, but I didn't, because I want to keep my job. But I'm just saying, now we're living in a whole different arena. And we have to, even church now, we got to even view people, even, to be honest, somebody need to almost be carrying a gun somewhere when you go to church, because it's craziness. But at the end of the day, God gets the glory. And so that's it for me, ushers. Many called, few chosen, and I want to talk about the mean ushers tonight.
Yeah. And you know what? The funny thing is, my mama was an usher, and people used to always say, "Oh, well, the green didn't play," and she'd be like, they talk about her look on her face. She's like, "Give me that gun, give me that gun." She'll hold out, "Give me that gun, give me that gun." Take your gum out your mouth, chewing gum in church. But I saw Juanita said she was an usher. She said she was an usher, and she said because she wanted people to know that all ushers weren't mean. I said, well, that's good. She stood out amongst the ushers.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
in lieu of Juanita becoming an usher, to stand out, we want to say one time for the Ushers.
Yeah, that's most time. But even she got to admit there's some mean ones out there.
It's showing enough some mean ones. I have had it out with Ushers, honey. I have had it out with Ushers. I'm like, oh my God. But there's also been some super duper nice ones.
Yes.
But it is a common thread though. That a lot of times ushers in church are mean, but I'm glad for people like Juanita who joined to make sure that it was, so that you could show that kinder side, that gentler side of the ushers.
And you know what, Anita?
I was an usher, but I always smiled and greeted people.
Yeah, sometimes people have to be firm. I'm not talking about firm because some people you got to get with them. I knew one usher, and I'm gonna tell you who she is when I get off of here. She was mean every time, and we both went to the same church.
I know who you're talking about.
And it wasn't Hope Fellowship either. Okay, that's all I gotta say. It was so Juanita.
Funny job. I can't wait to know. Okay. So Sharon said, woohoo, Juanita. Giving Juanita all the kudos. Give the kudos to the nice ushers. Juanita and Jassy were nice ushers. They greeted and smiled. That's sweet. We have movers who are nice ushers, everybody. All righty. Okay, well then we're gonna move to the next phase of our conversation. This was a good one, Annette. Thank you for that that power tool. And sometimes it is hard to have conversation. I mean, this one wasn't that hard, but it is something that's very much talked about. Somebody else earlier, I think it was Minister Monique, she said you always have the topics that are things that are happening in everyday life, because that's the whole purpose, especially of the power tool. We want to talk about the stuff that people don't like to talk about, the stuff that people actually deal with, because it's not always a bed of roses. All righty. Well, it's time to go to the next phase. But before we do, I'm going to pause for just a minute for our commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You still have time to invite some people. Oh, we got some conversation. Showing up some mean ones out there. Call me later, Annette. Who was she? I need to want the scoop. Always treated people the way I wanted to be treated. Amen. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. All right, so we're going to pause for our commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Hit somebody up. Let them know. Good part is coming up. My favorite part of the show is coming up in just about a minute. But before we do, we're going to pause for our commercials. We'll be right back in about a minute.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms.
Making sure that toxic relationship we came out of don't make us bitter, but make us better. Yes. And so you're looking for somebody good out there, but you're not good yourself.
Absolutely.
So the thing about it is working within yourself. When you go into the relationship as your best and they go into the relationship as their best, then you have a great relationship.
Absolutely. Welcome to another amazing episode of the TMC podcast,
as we continue to help you take your relationship from surviving to thriving.
TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with Annette L. Anderson, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on multiple platforms. Go where you can soar. That's speak it, orated, articulated, and reverberated. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbwell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. If you don't have your copy, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Helping us grow spiritually together. Tired of the fluff and puff of playing church? Ready to be a powerful vessel? Ready to work the word? Join Connie Green every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. And we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live with Can We Talk? Your co-hosts, Annette L. Anderson and Anita Faye Wilson, with Tea Time Topics, where we discuss trending subjects and current events. You can also discuss these with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Email us at info@movementworldwide.org. They're $15 and that includes shipping. Make a donation via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, or go to our website, click the Patron button, and sow a seed of $12 per month. That's 40 cents a day. Whatever the seed, it's greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. Click the notification button, subscribe, like, and don't forget to share. It's that time. Tea Time Topics.
Yes, yes, yes. It's tea time topics. Tea time topics. Tea time topics. I love tea time topics. Alrighty, it's my favorite part of the show, and we got a little juice for you on tonight. Alrighty, I'm gonna get ready to pull up this first one here. Nice little picture of the queen. Bam. Look at her. She look cute in her green.
I love that green.
I do. I love that color. I think it's beautiful. All right. On the 6th of February this year, Her Majesty the Queen became the first British monarch to celebrate a platinum jubilee marking 70 years of service to the people of the United Kingdom. That's a long time. The realms and the Commonwealth. The Queen had skipped events on Friday and Saturday, a Thanksgiving service at St. Paul's Cathedral and an afternoon at Epsom Racecourse. After experiencing discomfort, of course she's 96, of course she's going to experience discomfort, during the opening day parade on Thursday. The Queen was flanked by 3 generations of her family, Prince Charles and his wife Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, as well as Prince William and Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, and their 3 children, to delight the thousands who had gathered along the mall for the once-in-a-lifetime Jubilee event. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, that's Prince Harry and Meghan, attended Trooping the Colour, which kicked off the long weekend, although they did not appear with the Queen, Prince Charles, Prince William, Kate Middleton, and other working members of the royal family on the Buckingham Palace balcony during the event as they stepped down as senior royals in 2020. A palace statement on the matter clarified that after careful consideration, the Queen has decided this year's traditional Trooping of the Colour balcony appearance on Tuesday, June 2nd will be limited to Her Majesty and those members of the royal family who are currently undertaking official public duties on behalf of the Queen. But regardless, a spokesperson for the couple said Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are excited and honored to attend the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations this June with their children. While I may not have attended every event in person, she says, my heart has been with you all, and I remain committed to serving you to the best of my ability, supported by my family, she continued. The monarch says she has been inspired by the kindness and joy and kinship seen during the Jubilee weekend and hoped this renewed sense of togetherness will be felt for many years to come. She concluded her message saying, I thank you most sincerely for your good wishes and for the part you have all played in these happy celebrations. You know, and I also know that the Duchess and the Dutch, Harry and Meghan, they actually left on Sunday. They dotted out early. And, you know, when you want to hear something so interesting too, I hope y'all don't hear that. Somebody outside is playing like boom, boom music. One of the interesting things that I noticed about them is that they flew on a regular flight and not a private jet to the celebration. So they are really making their lives like plain. I mean, I guess, you know, this kid who suffered, you know, walking behind his mother's casket, being killed by paparazzi's, you know, pressure to get photos of her and all the controversy around her death, you know, and to see his wife that was drowning in that. And then for them to isolate them, you know, it's like, I just really I felt some type of way. When I saw them all on the balcony and they showed these little clips of Meghan and Harry playing with the children in the window, like, you know, like, I'm like, it was all staged, of course, but I was like, okay, whatever. I'm happy that the Queen got her little time, but I think that something needs to be done to just do something about that. But the other one wasn't in attendance either, the one with the controversies, with the Epstein controversies, because they say he had COVID. Your thoughts?
Well, yeah. Well, I guess they did what they thought they should do. One thing for sure that I know, them 2 little children that they what's her name have? Oh
yeah. And they didn't give them a title, so they have no title.
But they look just like their father.
They do.
She may have a black mama, but them kids look just like their daddy. Red hair all.
They do.
It's amazing.
And they were so concerned about, and one person, they won't say who it was so concerned about how dark the children were going to be. So
they look okay. They look more like their daddy than other children look like their daddy. You know that they. But at the end of the day, he's always. I know they want to blame her, but he's always been his own man.
He's always been his own person.
So you can't. That he made a choice and he chooses, and he has a right to live his life. Because listen, the queen, she don't like she finna leave no time soon. So I don't want her to. I'm just saying she been around a long time.
That's just the Karen. She's like, okay, we know that William gonna end up getting the throne much sooner because Charles is old and his mama don't seem to be going nowhere. That lady, I heard somebody make a statement one time. They were talking about Jimmy Carter, the man who refuses to die. I said that's Queen Elizabeth too. That lady now she just takes a licking and keeps on ticking. So she here, but yeah, I agree with you, Sharon, that they need restoration and forgiveness amongst the family. They do. They need restoration and forgiveness, but they got to actually acknowledge what they did and what they said to that boy and his wife, and they know. But, I have my own feeling about who did what and who said what, but I'll keep it to myself. But in the meantime, I will celebrate the queen. So we will give her her little, her little thumbs up and all of that. I enjoyed that. I think that was great and awesome and fine and dandy. But for y'all making them not be on the balcony, I think that was so crass. And whoever made that decision, because I know about the queen, whoever made that decision, shame on y'all. All righty. Okay. Let's go to the next topic. We got some stuff tonight. Who's that character about William A. Anderson? No, he ain't. Y'all a trip. The Saints are funny. All right. Come on with the next topic, fellas. Take us to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Okay. I'm sorry because I had Matthew in mind.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I had the wrong one.
I can go ahead and you can go back to Matthew. I can read it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This man. Okay. I know folk reads can't forgive law enforcement for taking more than an hour to stop a gunman who killed 11 fourth graders in his Texas elementary school classroom and 10 other people in the next room. He told ABC. I think his name was Reyes. A teacher who was shot twice during the May 24th massacre at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde recalled the horror that unfolded in his room and an adjoining one and spoke to in interviews that aired Monday and Tuesday about his mounting anger toward law enforcement responders. After everything, I get more angry. I had nothing for protection, such as a bulletproof vest, Reyes told ABC Amy Robach in a segment broadcast Tuesday on Good Morning America. You're supposed to protect and serve, yes, sir. There's no excuse for their action. I will never forgive them, the fourth grade reading and English language art teacher said in some of his first public comments since the slaughter. Students earlier that day had attended an end of year ceremony, and some went home afterward. For others who stayed at the school, Reyes was playing a movie, he told ABC, which was also aired part of his interview Monday on World News Today. Then the students heard gunshots and asked him what's going on. And I said, I don't know what's going on, but let's go ahead and get under the table. Get under the table and act like you're asleep, Reyes recalled to ABC. As they were doing that, and I was gathering them on the table and told them to act like they were going to sleep, is about the time when I turned around and saw him standing there. The gunman opened fire, striking Reyes. One bullet went through his arm and lung, and another hit his back, ABC reported. Reyes could not move after being shot, he said, and the shooter then turned his gun on the students. Reyes had a message for the students' parents. I'm sorry. I tried my best for what I was told to do. Please don't be angry with me, he told ABC through tears. You can give us You can give us all the training you want, but laws have to change, he said. It won't ever change unless they change the laws. Boy, that was heartbreaking.
It was very heartbreaking.
Oh
I
my God.
watched this interview and my heart broke,
I'm glad I ain't see that. I probably
broke.
cried.
Yeah, my heart broke. And he was crying. He was literally crying on TV about how sad he felt that this man came and he had just gotten the kids down, and he turned around and he's there. And see, these are stories that we didn't get from the police. They have not released enough information about this thing and what actually happened. I mean, there's a whole lot more you when you read through his story of his account of the events. And he said he will never forgive them. He said he can never work in a classroom again. And this is something he had been doing for years. But I was so saddened by his statements. My heart really broke, and our hearts continue to go out to everyone who was plagued by this horrible crime. Mm, just really sad, really sad. And the thing is, and I'm gonna just go straight to the next one because it's related, and this is the one that was on your thing. I had to go and pull the picture. I deleted it by mistake for some reason, but I'm sure everybody has seen Matthew McConaughey when he gave an emotional plea to challenge gun ownership laws during the White House press briefing on Tuesday afternoon following a private meeting with President Joe Biden. The 52-year-old actor is a native of Uvalde, Texas, where 19 students and 2 teachers were killed by 18-year-old Salvador Ramos during a shooting at Robb Elementary on Monday, May 24th. He said the gun ownership should be a nonpartisan issue, as he argued that people in power have failed to act. We need background checks, he said, and from the lectern, while offering solutions to changes in outlawed gun laws. We need to raise the minimum age to purchase an AR-15 rifle to 21. We need waiting periods for those with rifles. He said we need red flag laws and consequences for those who abuse them. And he argued responsible gun owners are fed up by the Second Amendment being used, abused, and hijacked by some deranged individuals, and encouraged both sides to see above the political problem at hand. He said, let's come to the common table that represents the American people. America, you and me. We are not as divided as we are being told we are. No, he added, we got to make choices and preserve the traditions that we can make true progress for the next generation. Let's start giving all of us good reason to believe that the American dream is not an illusion. We start by making the right choices on the issues that's in front of us today. We start by making laws. The shooting in Uvalde, Texas is now the third, listen to this, is now the third most deadly school shooting in American history, following the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting, where 28 people were killed in 2012, and the Virginia Tech shooting in 2007, where 33 people died. This is crazy. Crazy. And I was moved by his conversation. I mean, he was beaten on the podium. He was very, 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 very emotional, very emotional. So my heart really breaks for that. And
Yeah.
I agree. I see a comment by Grace. I agree, Grace, that those rifles shouldn't even be sold. They shouldn't. But that's listen. Getting those guns out of people's hands is not going to happen. But how about we stop people from buying them anymore?
Yeah.
Because there's no. I heard they were talking on this morning. I think it was on because I only watched it this morning because I had to take my dog in for surgery, and I was up and it was on the news. What's the man's name? Joe. Morning Coffee with Joe, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching that, and they were saying how they're making an argument about they're using them to shoot prairie dogs. A bullet from an AR-15 would disintegrate a prairie dog. That is an excuse. You don't need that to hunt. All you need is a rifle.
Yeah.
You don't need an AR-15. It is meant to rip apart a body. There were kids who were decapitated by those bullets, where it blew their whole head off. Can you imagine? That's ridiculous that we are allowing this to still happen, and it has to stop.
Yeah, and I'm sick of the talking point. Oh, guns don't kill people. People kill people. No, that's a lie. Because the guns kill them. Because I don't. If I go and say I'm gonna shoot Nick, Nita.
Pow.
Yeah, pow. No, guns kill people.
Thank you.
Guns are designed to kill.
Yes, they are.
Now stop saying guns don't kill people, people kill
Guns
people. No,
do kill
people use the guns, but the guns kill people. And all these people do in this country just take talking points and go on and on. And so what is just always, we stand together. No, we don't. And what's the other word? Solidarity. I say, please don't say that no more. And you flying the flag half staff, that don't bring these people children back.
Surely doesn't.
Oh my gosh, shit.
Can you imagine to live with that agony and pain forever?
Ever.
Especially for your child whose head was blown off of their body, their little tiny frail baby.
But again, like I said, until it happens to them, because even with the guy on the Supreme Court, they found a guy not too, what's his name?
Kavanaugh.
Not that far from his house.
He was on his way. He was on his way to try and get him. So that lets you know the mindset of people. Y'all better do something because people's mindsets are right there.
And stop being on TV saying we got to do something. These things, and you go tell people already crazy. And the other
guy that killed the judge, Mitch McConnell was on his list. McConnell was on his list of people to kill.
See, y'all better
be careful. Better wake up and smell the coffee. You're right, Karen. The NRA is paying politicians. Of course, we already know that. That's there in the pocket. That's the issue. But you know what? My heart goes out, and I was grateful to see somebody speak out. When I saw him speak out today, I was very grateful to see that. And but yeah, that's a whole nother subject, Monique, about prayer in the classrooms. Child, we so far from that.
I agree with you, girl.
So far from it, but that's the deal. All righty. Come on, fellas. Take us to the next one. We're going to the next topic.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Okay. I'm hoping 2 adults and 2 juveniles were injured when shots were fired following an argument at a house party. North Las Vegas Police Sergeant Vince Booker said Monday. The Las Vegas Review-Journal, citing unnamed sources, identified the most seriously injured as Aaliyah Gales, an 18-year-old basketball star at Spring Valley High in Las Vegas, who was also a McDonald's All-American. Wow. Elite women's basketball circuit Aaliyah Gales, who was shot 10 times at a house party in North Las Vegas on April 16, signed a national letter of intent to USC, the school announced Monday. Aaliyah is one of the most talented, gifted basketball players I've known, Trojan coach Lindsay, Githerblade, what a name, said in a statement. She is electric on the court with her ability to score, defend, and create for others, her ball handling and vision. But from the moment I got to know her, I was also drawn to her character, her humility, loyalty, warm personality, resilience, set her apart along with her athletic gifts. Gales, the number 8 recruit in the 2022 class, according to ESPN's Hoop Girls, was released from the hospital Saturday after undergoing 3 surgeries to repair injuries to her arms and legs. Gail was also reportedly one of the 4 who was shot at the party. All 4 are expected to survive. No arrests have been made and no suspects have been identified.
Ain't that something? That girl was shot 10 times.
And survived.
And survived. 10 times. Now, if she don't see that as a reason for God having her here, and it's too many. I just posed too many guns, too many people with guns, too many, because it's like back to back to back to back to back. Of course, we're not covering all of the shootings. We are covering quite a few tonight, but we wanted to get this at the forefront because this is what's happening right now in society, and we have to talk about it, and we have to listen. If we can't do nothing else, we can pray and we can vote, because that's what we got to do. We have got to pray and we got to vote. We got to get some of these people out of office who refuse to do something. I saw somebody post that earlier. I think it was Grace. We have got to do something. But when you see stuff like this little girl with such a bright future, just imagine what could have happened. I mean, how you get shot 10 times and you getting discharged from the hospital already? That's something powerful. Whew, all righty. We got another one, y'all. Listen, it's a lot that's been going on. Come on, fella.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
And this was the
That
guy.
hurt
This was
my heart.
sad. Yeah, this hurt my heart too. This was a sad one. And oh my God, I was like, my God. Fatal shooting of Dr. Preston Phillips, one of 4 people killed this week during the shooting at St. Francis Hospital in Tulsa, Oklahoma, shocked physicians across the country and especially other Black orthopedic surgeons. He was a unicorn, Dr. Alonzo Sexton said. It takes one to know one. Sexton is a Black orthopedic surgeon. 2 of 30,000 physicians in America. In this discipline, only about 600 are Black, representing less than 2% of all orthopedic surgeons, according to 2018 data from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons. Yes, it's a pretty small group, said Sexton, whose practice is in Atlanta. He and a group of other Black orthopedic surgeons are building what he said will be the largest all-Black orthopedic practice in the country, and that will take only 6 of us. That's how low the number is, and that's how rare and special Dr. Phillips was. A patient purchased a rifle at 2 p.m. and went on this rampage inside the hospital 3 hours later. In a letter found on his body, the gunman made it clear that he came with the intent to kill Dr. Phillips and anyone who got in his way. Tulsa Police Chief Wendell Franklin said Thursday, back surgery hurts a lot, Carson said, surmising that the patient likely felt as though his pain was being ignored. Dr. Phillips is a very good surgeon and does very complex surgeries, but this was a really disgruntled patient.
He was disgruntled. Yeah, I guess he was.
He was far from disgruntled.
Yeah.
That, and oh my God, this is crazy. But this is what we have to be mindful of, that is happening, because not only did he kill the doctor, but he killed another doctor, and he killed an office administrator and a patient. He dealt with his own pain, and you kill him, and then killed himself. It's crazy. And I've heard that, back surgery is tough and the pain behind it. I've known people who've had that pain. And this one lady, she had this one thing that she used to stick in her mouth. She was high all the time. I swear she was high like every day of the week, speaking slurred. And she said it was the only way she could stand to even sit up in church was that she had to be on that medication. She said, because the pain was so severe. I don't want that. I hope that never happens to me, because I know that has to be extremely painful for you to not, want to do anything. I've heard people talk about how painful it is, but I don't, but not to want to go and kill the doctor. But heart goes out. Heart goes out to his family and to all of the families of the people involved. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's so sad because he was a Black guy, and obviously he had some mental issue, because he even called his wife and told his wife what he was getting ready to do. And I'm sure she tried to talk him out of it, but he had already, whatever happened, it just took him over the edge. So it's interesting. You're going to kill a doctor because of your pain, but you're not even coherent enough to think about the pain you're getting ready to cause others.
And cause your wife.
And your wife, yeah. I don't know, maybe the children. I don't know. They didn't say if they had children,
All right, fellas, come on, take us to the next one. Ooh, it's a lot going on, y'all. A lot going on.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Okay, here's a crazy. A Trump-backed Senate candidate, Blake Masters, blamed gun violence on Black people. During the same interview, Masters also claimed Democrats are weak on crime and don't like the Second Amendment because it frankly blocks a lot of their plans for us. Blake Masters, a Republican candidate for the U.S. Senate in Arizona, who was recently endorsed by former President Donald Trump, said on a podcast this year that Black people, frankly, he said they ought to blame for American gun violence. We do not have a gun violence problem. Huh? Let me show you how stupid he is. I'm just going to put it out there. We don't have a gun violence program. We don't have a gun violence problem in this country. It's a gang violence, Masters said on Jeff Orovitz's show in April. It's gangs. It's people in Chicago, St. Louis shooting each other. Very often, Black people, frankly.
Oh my God.
And the Democrats don't want to do anything about that. Masters also claimed, back that Democrats being weak. During the same podcast, when asked what he thought about President Joe Biden's Supreme Court nominee, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first Black woman confirmed to the court, Messer said she was a horrible pick and that she was an affirmative action candidate. I think he a joke. Messer did not immediately return a request for a comment for Tuesday. Messer has promoted Trump false claims that the 2020 election was stolen. That's the issue. He also repeatedly echoed the Great Replacement theory, a white supremacist conspiracy theory that there is a plot to diminish the influence of white people in the U.S. by basically claiming that Democrats want to grant to thousands of immigrants. He go on and on. Last month, well, I don't even want to talk about that. But anyway, they were going to talk about, the fella had the same type of ideology that this man has. And what's funny to me, it's funny, I'm just going to let's talk about the elephant in the room. You talk about Chicago, and that's horrendous. But let's look at all the killers in these schools.
Exactly.
They were not Black folks.
Mm-mm.
The majority were not.
Mm-hmm. It was the kid in Texas, because he was bullied. He went after his bullies. But when you look at the killings, the killing in Brooklyn, the killings in these schools, Parkland,
in Florida,
Sandy Hook, all of those were not
all of
Black
those
kids.
were little white kids. Come on,
exactly. Who y'all buy guns for when they're puberty?
Yeah,
and you teach them how to shoot, and you think it's okay that they have AR-15s locked in a case.
But I mean, this is what happens when this kind of stuff goes. They always go back to Chicago, the gangs, and that is going on.
If I hear another fool talk about
Chicago, some killing there, but let's come to Florida. Let's come to Texas. That they don't. Gang had nothing to do with killing all these people, and the nerve of him to sit and blame it on Black people.
Ridiculous.
That is so ridiculous.
Idiot.
And all the gang killing in Chicago, all of those are not Black people. They're other nationalities.
Exactly.
But see, that's what we do. Huh?
Foolishness,
yeah.
If I wish I had about 100 of these. I wish I could make it like, wait a minute, I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. I gotta make this thing loud.
But to say, and this is why people are adopting those ideologies. It's foolishness. You know all these killers ain't cause of Black folk. Exactly. This is a people problem, not a color problem.
Exactly.
But I brought up the color fact that you're not talking about all these babies being murdered.
Thank you. Thank you.
Exactly. What a fool. I don't care nothing about Trump backing you. He crazy too.
Exactly. I mean, first of all, that that ain't even something I would brag about.
I don't me either.
Craziness. Fellas, come get this foolishness. In the words of Grace, this buffoonery. The buffoonery. I'm with you, Grace. Come get this buffoonery off of the stage.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Boy, we got a lot going on, Ned. A lot going on. Indianapolis Children's Museum apologizes for stereotypes in Juneteenth menu. A children's museum is apologizing after social media user pointed out that its Juneteenth menu perpetuated stereotypes about Black people. The children's menu of Indianapolis posted about Friday about its special Juneteenth jamboree to celebrate the federal holiday that commemorates the emancipation of slaves. Shortly after, a user, Janelle Slaughter, posted a comment that included a photo of the menu's Juneteenth watermelon salad. So y'all decided, hey, let's celebrate by perpetuating offensive stereotypes. Y'all really thought this was a good idea? She wrote. Slaughter did not immediately respond to a request for a comment Monday. The museum's Facebook account said that the item was supposed to include a label explaining the history of the offering, that it would be pulled until the label could accompany the salad. There's a lot of research that goes into food choices we make for special events, the museum said in its online reply. Watermelon, along with other foods, are a staple of Juneteenth celebrations, including our food court manager's family Juneteenth celebration. Other users chimed in on the thread, noting that watermelon is not a common fruit among the African diaspora. Some commented on the post that the museum was not paying attention to the reason that people were upset. You know, I bet y'all will think twice from now on. That was foolish. Whoever did that, yeah, they can't wiggle out of that one, Annette.
No.
I don't care. You can wiggle, waggle. You're not gonna wiggle your way out of putting a watermelon salad on a Black holiday. That is, you're not gonna putting. That is one of the biggest stereotypes. Whatever. I give y'all a big old womp womp right along with y'all buddy who said that Black people are the reason for gun violence. I give y'all the biggest womp right along with him. Y'all can go right in the boat with him. Go jump right on over and eat your watermelon salad on the way. I just can't with these ignorant. All righty, boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna let that sit right there. All righty, come on, fellas, take us on to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
All right. Okay. Hopefully this is the right one. Okay. Reparation experts and advocates. Huh?
It's the right one.
Okay. Largely welcome a move by California to publicly document its role in the discrimination against African American, but wonder if the slew of recommendation in its report released this week would be any measurable changes. Probably not. Justin Hanford, a longtime reparations advocate and law professor at Howard, that everyone reads it and nods their head and waits on the task force to initiate the response, said Hansford, who also served as the director of the Thurgood Marshall Civil Rights Center in Washington, D.C. We need to have universities, local governments, businesses, and others working together to do their parts to address some of the recommendations. The 500-page document released Wednesday details the harm suffered by descendants of enslaved people and how the federal, state, and local laws, public officials, and the courts were active in sustaining systematic racism in all facets of life of African Americans, despite the slavery in the 19th century. This country has ignored the harmful history of African American community has faced in this country, and the communities will continue to face for far too long, has continued to face far too long. This is a monumental moment, not only for the state of California, but the United States, says Rick Callender, president of the California Hawaiian State Conference, NAACP, in Sacramento, California. The task force, which began meeting in June 2021, will release a comprehensive reparation plan next year. The committee voted in March to limit reparations to the descendant of African American living in the United States in the 19th century. This is the part I hated, overruling advocates who wanted to expand compensation to all Black people in the United States. I like dog it. Oh, anyway, the activist Yvette Carnell says she worries that the California report and others like it will be used as a scapegoat for the federal government to avoid its responsibility to fund a national reparations movement. They are a compelling model for other states to address the same issue. But activist Yvette Carnell says she worries that the California report and others like it will be used, I said, as a scapegoat. In other words, it's going to be a scapegoat, and they really don't believe that nothing's going to come of it, even though it was an in-depth study over 500 pages.
Exactly.
So like anything else, they're just going to probably sweep it under the rug and nothing's going to happen.
I want my money.
Me too, but I was like, I was so I chuckled about that. I said, well,
Hey, but anyway, we salute him for the work that he is doing on that. That
Yeah.
is amazing. Me too.
Yes. I totally agree.
100%. But I want my money though. All right, fellas, come on.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
All righty then. They deserve to be in the spotlight. Viral video shows all Black male high school celebrates all its students going to college and 9.2 million in scholarships. Woo-hoo! An all Black male school in Louisiana ranks up they rack up 9.2 million in scholarship money as all of its graduates receive college offers, and the special moment was captured in a viral tweet seen hundreds of thousands of times. Kara Kenter has a son who was a part of the 2022 graduating class of St. Augustine High School in New Orleans, Louisiana. The predominantly Black school, founded in 1951, is a private Catholic school celebrating academic excellence, as captured in a viral tweet shared by Kenter. St. Augustine is definitely by far the most critical and strict one, but for good reason, because that wouldn't happen. Kenter's son, Jaden Simmons, a graduating St. Augustine High School senior, said about the school's high expectations bore fruit for 2022 class. St. Augustine is celebrating its 2022 graduating class, which endured a height of the COVID-19 pandemic, by highlighting 99 of its graduates receiving college acceptance letters to a combined 33 schools, and the school's remaining graduate is going into the military. In total, $9.2 million in scholarship money as awarded to the young men. By comparison, Orleans Parish School District, which encompasses the city of New Orleans, has a graduation rate of 81%, and of its more than 4,900 students, 82% are Black. According to the school's website, St. Augustine had 552 students enrolled in grades 8 through 12, and 99% of its students' population is Black. 1% is Hispanic, and about 60% receives financial aid to attend. Next year's expected annual tuition is $9,175. It doesn't just begin for your senior year. It begins their freshman year with that foundation that they have to start from here. Do your research. You are going to college. That is ingrained in their mind, said Michelle Keelan, senior counselor of St. Augustine High School. Kudos to the brothers. Kudos to the young brothers. This excites me to see this happening to the young brothers. And I love it.
So much other tragedy. It's good to have these kind of stories.
What you say?
I say after so many other tragedies, it's good to see these.
Right, it's good to see. Yeah, I'm glad we have a great triumphant moment to speak of, coming after the tragedies. But yeah, I mean, we have another crazy one coming. But kudos to them. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? I know we got a fool. We got one more fool, y'all, but we're almost done. Come on, fellas, take us to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Yeah, this story here is in my hometown.
Yes, our hometown.
Yeah, our home. You're right. A Florida man has been arrested after allegedly threatening to burn down his neighbor's Daytona house after the family shared a video recorded of him using racial epithets toward the African American inside of the home. The charges were elevated to a possible hate crime. I hope it sticks. On Tuesday, May 31st, police was called on Gary Dragon for his continued erratic behavior toward a Black family in his community. He was arrested and now faces charges including attempted burglary with assault and battery. Police body cam catches the victim, who lives on 1700 block of Eastern Road, reporting Dragon to the officer. Things got out of hand by the numerous attacks on his family have endured at the pleasure of the 34-year-old white neighbor. He looked older than 34. The neighbor told the officers the man not only threatened him, but even said he would hurt his daughter. A Daytona Beach officer said, when it turns into a racial incident like that and comments and threats, then it's a high level where we won't tolerate anything like that. Dragon said he was triggered after reading something online posted by his neighbors. He claims a photo was posted on social media by the victim calling him a child predator. This is why he was supposed to be upset. Police said they were unable to verify the social media post, but said the issue is how Dragon expressed himself by going over to the other people's property. The man committed a crime against the victim. In addition to the burglary and assault charges, officers also charged him with committing a first-degree felony with prejudice and resisting arrest. Police body cam video shows Dragon trying to run away from the police officers when they attempted to cuff him. Well, he wasn't gonna be shot and killed. Authorities said that the man was upset that he was being arrested. He was mad because he was being arrested. One cop said, "You said you were going to kill him, Gary. You said you're going to set the house on fire. What are we supposed to do about that?" This is what the police told him. Like, really, sir? At Dragon's first court appearance, a judge refused him bond, saying he should stay in jail for the protection of the public.
Wow.
Yeah. He was. I guess he was shocked. He was being arrested.
Like what? But isn't that what happens? It's like,
yeah. And the police said,
"Oh, you gonna hurt the man, daughter? You say you gonna burn his house down?"
So he told us, "Okay, Gary, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do about that, Gary? We're gonna take you to jail, sir."
That's what I got for Gary right now. Oh my God. There's some foolish people in this crazy world. All right, fellas, take us to the last one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Oh my goodness. It's going out with a bang. Going out with a bang. Mary Eliza Mahoney was born in the spring of 1845 in Boston, Massachusetts. The exact date of her birth is unknown. Born to freed slaves who had moved to Boston from North Carolina, Mahoney learned from an early age the importance of racial equality. She was educated at Phillips School in Boston, which after 1855 became one of the first integrated schools in the country. When she was in her teens, Mahoney knew that she wanted to become a nurse, so she began working at the New England Hospital for Women and Children. The hospital was dedicated to providing health care only to women and their children. It was also exceptional because it had an all-women staff of physicians, where Mahoney worked for 15 years in a variety of roles. She acted as a janitor, cook, and washerwoman. She also had the opportunity to work as a nurse's aide, enabling her to learn a great deal about the nursing profession. In 1878, at the age of 33, Mahoney was admitted to the Hospital Professional Graduate School of Nursing. The program ran for 16 months, was intensive. Students attended lectures and gained firsthand experience at the hospital. Many students were not able to complete the program because of its many requirements. Of the 42 students that entered the program in 1878, only 4 completed it. In 1879, Mahoney was one of the women who finished the program, making her the first African American in the U.S. to earn a professional nursing license. Mahoney was an active participant in the nursing profession. In 1896. She joined the Nurses Associated Alumni of the United States and Canada, which later became known as the American Nurses Association. The NAAUSC consisted mainly of white members, which were not always welcoming to Black nurses. Mahoney felt that a group was needed which advocated for the equality of African American nurses. In 1908, she co-founded the National Association of Colored Graduate Nurses. You better go, girl. I salute you. Pretty woman, pretty lady. So we salute her in her efforts. Look at that. Wait a minute. We got some entitlement. Not today. She talking about that man in Daytona. But yes, awesome Black Girls Rock. We have an awesome Black Girls Rock story that ends our broadcast tonight. We celebrate her.
Awesome.
That's awesome. And I love when I see stories like that, when she was like, one of the very few who actually finished. Smart. Even, coming from a point where they thought that we weren't even human. We were considered as low as an animal, like we couldn't learn and we were dumb or whatever. And most of the stuff that y'all dealing with today, every time you stop at a stoplight, remember a Black man invented it. All righty. So, Annette, this concludes our broadcast.
Yes.
I'm so glad we had this time together, but we gotta go. All righty, so it's time for us to go, but before we go, we ask you to do a few things for us. If you're watching this now, if you're watching this later, please make sure you subscribe, like, and share to our pages. And we also ask that you sow a seed into Movement Worldwide via Cash App, $Movement Worldwide. Oops, there it is, $Movement Worldwide. Or become a patron, come into covenant with us for a monthly seed by going to movementworldwide.org, clicking the button Become a Patron, going to patreon.com, setting up your account and setting your amount. We ask for $12 a month at least, but most of our clients have put it for more than the amount we ask for. We're greatly appreciative of those amounts. That is a covenant seed that comes into us once a month from you. So we thank you so much for every seed, no matter what the seed, it's greatly appreciated. It's good seed, it's good soil. The other thing is you can follow that above Annette's head, that globe. We see Movement Worldwide everywhere. Follow that globe. And you can also email us at info@movementworldwide.org. Now, let me give you the rundown. What we got going on all week. We start off our week with Annette L. Anderson. She didn't this week because she was getting a computer. But Annette L. Anderson starts off the week with her organization entitled SOAR. And through SOAR, she greets us every Tuesday with TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk, where we take flight and soar. That speak, orate, articulate, and I'm moonwalking.
All right, you better move out.
Reverberate. Speak, orate, articulate, and reverberate every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on this platform, Facebook and YouTube. And then on Wednesday, join us right back here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live on Facebook and YouTube for Can We Talk? Let down your hair, just chill out, grab your mug, have a conversation where we start with our transformational topic, things that make you go, Then to that hard to have conversation, the power tool. And to the tea time topics, we go from the news, we deal with the good, the bad, the ugly, and the things that you don't hear about in the news, all of that good, wonderful stuff in our history. And you hear it right here in our tea time topics. So come join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Then on Friday nights, most Friday nights, we have to skip a couple of, but we're usually there on Friday nights. We are on Clubhouse. Make sure you download the Clubhouse app. Join us in the Movers and Shakers room every Friday night at 8 p.m. for our conversation, Finding Balance, all year long. But if you don't know how to find us, you can text the word movers to 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. What? 954-820. 954-820. You like that, do you? I saw you get your text the word movers to 954-820-5050. We'll give you a link right into the room. And then on Sunday, join us right back here on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
For Power Walk Sunday, where we inspire and motivate you to walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction, where there is always, say always, Annette.
Always.
Where there is always a word for you. Your last words, Annette?
Yes, we just want to thank you guys so much. Without you, there would be no us, and we thank you. And I pray that when you come back next week, bring somebody. We have plenty of room at our table, so be blessed.
All righty, plenty of room at our table. All right, good people. Well, you all have a blessed one. Thank you all so much for joining us. You could have gone anywhere else with your time, but we appreciate you. So we send you some love, some love, some love. Kisses, be safe, enjoy your week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms.
Making sure that toxic relationship we came out of don't make us bitter, but make us better. Yes. And so you're looking for somebody good out there, but you're not good yourself.
Absolutely.
So the thing about it is working within yourself. When you go into the relationship as your best and they go into the relationship as their best, then you have a great relationship.
Welcome to another amazing episode of the TMC podcast.
As we continue to help you take your relationship from
surviving to thriving.
TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with Annette L. Anderson, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on multiple platforms. Go where you can soar. That's Speak It, Orate It, Articulate It, and Reverberate It. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbewell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. If you don't have your copy, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Helping us grow spiritually together. Tired of the fluff and puff of playing church? Ready to be a powerful vessel? Ready to work the word? Join Connie Green every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. And we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live with Can We Talk? Your co-hosts, Annette L. Anderson and Anita Faye Wilson, with Tea Time Topics, where we discuss trending subjects and current events. You can also discuss these with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Email us at info@movementworldwide.org. They're $15, and that includes shipping. Make a donation via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, or go to our website, click the Patreon button, and sow a seed of $12 per month. That's 40 cents a day. Whatever the seed, it's greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. Click the notification button, subscribe, like, and don't forget to share.